Righteousness comes gradually, like it's explained to you. So even the Sahabas, you know, they were the most close to the Prophet ﷺ. Even they themselves went through a process. They didn't become righteous the next day.
Yeah.
So it's a gradual process.
Will you avoid him or will you rush to him? Our prayer with Allah is where we speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can give us inner peace, can give us anything that we desire, right? Can give us anything that we want. And who we love the most. Because He created us, He gave us everything. He created the people around us, our mothers, our fathers, everything that we love, everything that we desire, right? That's why we love Him the most. So we want to rush to Him. We don't want to rush away from Him, right? You know the Quran says, Firru. Firru in Arabic language means escape or run away. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Escape and run away to Allah. Not from Allah, escape to Him, right? Because nothing in this worldly life is out of the reach of Allah. So if anything I desire, anything I want, I just ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He grants me what I want. But it's about sincerely asking Him for that. So that action of prayer is a form of glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what He gave us, right? You agree that Allah created everything, right? Created you, right? He created your eyes. These eyes of yours, if I give you any amount of money, will you give it to me? Did you thank Allah for them? That prayer is the thank, you know? That prayer is being grateful, it's fulfillment. Because you fulfill yourself when you fulfill your purpose, right? When you fulfill what you want to do. So the prayer is a step-by-step process. You don't know how to even recite Fatiha yet, right? First chapter of the Quran. So you could spend all your time trying. But just sincerely having the will that you want to do it. That's it. So people become Muslim every day, right? And we always tell them, people, do not look, take all Islam one like this and then you go the other side, you know. Prophet Muhammad said, Inna Dina Yusr, verily the religion is easy, right? And no one tries to pull the religion except if it pushes him out. Meaning, do not make things hard for yourself. Take things step-by-step process, right? Start learning about Islam more, learning about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, learning about Prophet Muhammad. You will start loving. When you start loving them, you start learning about the Quran, how we recite the Quran.
I'm interested in it. So, you know, I like to educate myself. Like, I find it really interesting, you know.
I know you are. That's why I'm talking to you.
That's why I'm here.
Do you know there's two types of revelation, right? We say 23 years. Prophet Muhammad spent 13 years in Mecca, right? In these 13 years, he received verses. In the other 10 years, he received other verses. We have Mecca verses and Medina verses, right? Most of the Mecca verses is not about commandments. You know why? Because these people were new to Islam. Allah could not just have tell them, okay, you're Muslim, okay, pray 5 times a day, give charity, fast, do. No. It's a step-by-step process, right? So first Allah spoke to them about hellfire, heaven, about Himself, about His Prophet, about what is good for them, about all of these kind of things, without giving them commandments, right? Then when people truly had the Islam in their heart, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala started to tell them, this is good for you, do it. But this is all good for you anyways, it's not for me. I do not win anything from you, right? I don't take anything from you. So that should be your process as well, right? So the people in Mecca, when Allah wanted to say, do not drink alcohol, right? He did not reveal it straight away. The wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Aisha radiallahu anha, she said, if Allah in the beginning revealed, do not drink, do not commit fornication or adultery, they will say, wallahi, we will never do it. We will stick on it. So he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He understands the nature of people, revealed to them everything gradually, right? First started by, there is harm and benefit in the alcohol, but the harm outweighs the benefit, right? So we can have treatment with the alcohol, we can use it for treatment, right? But the harm that you have, people losing their intellect, killing other people, harming other people, right? Is outweighs, you get cancer, you get kidney failure, outweighs the benefit. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them, do not come to prayer when you're drunk, until you know what you're saying, right? Because you're standing, you're saying something, you don't know what you're saying. Alhamdulillah. So you have to at least know what you're saying, right? Then Allah said, leave the alcohol, avoid it. It's in one side and you're in one side, right? So it's a step-by-step process, right? So you have to do this as well. You take a step-by-step process. So if really the thing that is stopping you is the teachings of Islam, I guarantee to you, you can take that step-by-step, right? Step-by-step. You know, one of the friends of mine, his name is Jerry, right? This brother that is an Irish brother. He was an alcoholic. He accepted Islam and he kept drinking for 7 months. He could not stop, right? He was alcoholic. But then out of him knowing that this is the truth, this is the right thing, this is the right way, he left it. But it took him 7 months. So imagine you become Muslim, then take you 2 years to start praying. It's not about that. It's about you first realizing why do you do the thing, right? Why do you pray? Why is Allah is worship worthy of our worship, right? Then you start doing the acts. But this statement that you make, which is the shahada, is what? Is you stating that Allah is the only true God. You made that statement. You give him his rights. You're the only true God. I accept your messenger. I accept the message that he came with, right? And then take everything step by step. Because this word, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah, takes you into paradise. So even if you do bad things in this world, right? You don't repent, you be punished, but then you go to paradise.
Okay, but then that comes back to my question. So,
go ahead.
For example, if you take the shahada and let's say you're correctly, so you don't pray,
sure.
you don't practice it that way. You don't
if you take the shahada, you don't have to pray straight away, right? You have to first take everything step by step.
But you're saying the desire for it will come eventually? Or?
Yes, I'm saying when you become a Muslim and you start learning about Islam, the desire will come 100%.
I think what she's trying to say is that if you like become a Muslim and then you just don't pray because you don't want to pray, then what she's trying to say is that's the point you're trying to say.
Because obviously that is the sin. I mean, it's not something.
Yeah, and it's like how comes like then you get to paradise.
No, but righteousness comes gradually, like it's explained to you.
So
even the Sahabas, you know, they were the most close to the Prophet ﷺ. Even they themselves went through a process. They didn't become righteous the next day. So it's a gradual process.
Okay, but then again, can you tell me that is there anyone that's saying?
I think I understand your question. I can understand your question. I'll tell you something. Inshallah, I will take the shahada. There is two people who I'm going to have a meeting with. Both of them took the shahada. They're as new as you are. And you can come and you can see them, and I will tell them about the prayer, I will tell them about everything. And you see that they're still not praying, they're still learning step by step. They are people like you. One person is from Australia, other person he's English. Yesterday he became Muslim. So these people are also starting the same step as you are. You know, we have circles, and you know, East London Mosque, we have new Muslim circles. So people who are not even Muslim. You go there, they start explaining to you everything, they start explaining to you Islam, everything is step by step, then they teach you how to pray and everything, right? Because if you're sincere, you know it's the truth inside your heart, Allah will always help you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا, those who struggled for us, we will guide them our ways. So you opened your door to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will help you. He said the person who comes to me a step, I come to him 2 steps, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is willing to help you. He will give you the strength. Don't worry about the strength to pray, to fast. We're humans like you.
In
but
fact,
we do.
There are many born Muslims who have been Muslims all their life, and many of them don't pray. There are many women who are Muslims, they don't power, you know, because this comes from your struggle.
For example, ever be ready for. I'm not sure. I know maybe you're saying it now, but maybe I'm wrong.
100% now, what you're thinking is going to be different than tomorrow. Than a year, than 2 years, than 3 years. When you start realizing why is this life?
It's taking the first step. Once you take the first step, the other steps become easier. But if you don't take the first step, then you're worried about the other steps. You know what I mean? That's thinking backwards.
So
if you think forward,
when you realize the nature of this life, why is this life, right? Temporary. You can die tomorrow. I can die tomorrow. You can die tomorrow. So if you realize what this really life is about, it's just a test for me. You will know this is good for me. Let me do it. It's just in the test. Who would not want to score good grades? He knows this is a good grade, okay, score here. He doesn't want to score, right? Everyone will want to do that when he realizes the nature of this life, right? So now you don't have that much of a realization. You have the realization, but you don't have the complete realization, right? That's why Muslims pray. That's why Muslims want to do that every day, because they have the realization, what is this life? The Prophet told us that this life is someone is passing by a door. He opens the door, he goes to the other side. This is this life. It's nothing. You know, you remember what happened to you 2 years ago? Just passed by like, you didn't even notice, right? This is a reality of this life. Today I can do this, I can do that, I can do all of these kind of things. Tomorrow I will not be able to. I will not be able to do sports. I cannot, for example, drink, go to clubs, do this. You will not be able to do it. But still, the reality of the life will remain. That we will die, that we will meet Allah. So when you have the realization early, you're ready. You can have fun and you can have the realization, both of them, right? But why do you think not having it? You know, so what we tell people usually is say the statement, become a Muslim, and then take your time. Ignore anyone, right? Even this guy, ignore him. Ignore anyone who tells you do this, do that, do this, don't do this. No. So you know the person who became Muslim yesterday, he's married, right? He came asking a question. Imagine what he was asking about. Give a guess. What was he asking about? He was asking me about dogs in Islam. Dogs. He came asking a question about dogs. Allah willed for him that he becomes Muslim. And he was married, right? When he's married, in Islam, you have obviously to have the nikah and you start getting married. You have the contract and everything. Do I tell him, go do your contract now, you're Muslim, you have to go do it? No. He just became Muslim, right? He doesn't know anything of that. He has to take everything a step-by-step process, right? It's the same with you. You become Muslim, you take your time. You learn, you read the books, you have knowledge, alhamdulillah. Already you have knowledge, right? You know the 5 prayers, you know the main things in Islam, right? You take a step-by-step in learning more, and then you will know inside your heart that you want to do. It's not about because he says or I say or he does.
Yeah, but that's
If you don't, you still did the statement of giving Allah His rights.
Allah says that if anyone has like a mustard seed of iman, I mean you have said La ilaha illallah, means there is no God but Allah, then that is your ticket to paradise. So you're basically saying, I'm not going to take the ticket of what I'm worried about will happen next. But if you already have the ticket, then the other things are secondary. This is the primary thing.
You understand?
You will have chance to enter the paradise already with the ticket.
You assured your ticket.
Yes.
And then whether you will be, whether you will not be, is something of the future. We do not know. But we took the good step today. We did what we can do today. But if we don't do this today and then we die, we have an excuse in front of God. He says, just a statement, why you didn't say, you know? The Prophet, his uncle, right? Other uncles, they were prosecuting Prophet Muhammad. One of his uncles was the only one who was protecting him. At his end of his life, Prophet Muhammad came, he just said, say these 2 words. I will use them as an excuse in front of Allah for you in the day of judgment. Just these 2 words, right? And he didn't say them. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, look, he willed you to come today. But he didn't will for Abu Talib to say the shahada. He willed it for you to come today. He willed it for you. Because he loves you, he willed it for you to come here. He wants you to be with the people of paradise. He doesn't want you to be with the people of hellfire. So you take the chance. You know, it's like me giving you £2,000, you say, no. Take them, right? It's about you taking the step. Right?
It's like when you have the ticket, you know, you don't worry about where you're going to sit. For example, you went to see a sport, I don't know, football or something. You're not worried about where you're going to go. If you get the ticket, many people will be satisfied with that. But what you're doing now is, like, the ticket is free, by the way. You don't have to pay for it. It's a free ticket, and it's only basically you are just testifying that there is no God. You believe in God? I don't know what's your.
Yeah, she believes in Allah.
So you already finished. Let's say you've already got half the ticket. Now you have to work for the second half.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is to acknowledge that Muhammad.
She does.
And you already do that.
But she just has to say what she already acknowledged. You know? It's like it's already inside your heart.
It's a formality.
But let it out to the world. That's it. When you do that, you know, some people think that when they become a Muslim, it's like now a formal contract to the company. You know, if you do this, you do that, khalas, we're gonna fire you. No, some people think that. But it's just a statement that is already inside your heart. Allah has already put this belief inside your heart. I cannot do that. Can I bring a belief and put it inside your heart? No. But Allah already put it inside your heart. So He wants you to declare what you believe. When you do that, you take everything a step by step, as I said, 100%. You know, I will give you also numbers of Muslim sisters and reverts. Well, as you say, they started the beginning. They understand everything about what you going through, right? They also have been there. They were not Muslim. They didn't live their life as Muslim, and then they accepted Islam, right? Would you like to do that? Without the camera, would you like to do it? Okay, let's go there. No cameras.
We're going to have a shahada, inshallah. Make dua, everyone. Jazakallah khairan.